This is the video guide to installing our DST electric roller shutters. These instructions are the same for all vehicles, however we will be demonstrating installation on a Ford Ranger Wildtrak 2023. If you are installing our manual roller covers, these instructions will still apply, however this video and some of the instructions are specific to the electric version only. These video instructions work in conjunction with your printed instructions, so please use both and study them before commencing installation. Before starting installation, in a large dry area, unpack your box and check you have everything you should by checking the contents with the inventory list on the front pages of your printed instructions. To begin, empty the bag containing the T-nuts and the hex thread rods. Screw the thread rods with the hexagon side facing towards you into the raised section of the T-nut, ensuring the rod does not protrude on the other side. Take 6 of your 12 constructed T-nuts and slide them into the gutter section of one of the side rails. Install the wire harness board and adjust the T-nuts to the correct positions as shown both in the video and your paper instructions. Using the flange nuts from this bag, secure the wire harness board to the side rail with 3 of the T-nuts as shown here. Leaving the others available for use later during the installation. Repeat these steps using the remaining 6 T-nuts on the second side rail. Cut the zip ties securing the cable piping, being careful to not cut the cables themselves. When fitting the side rails to the canister, align the parts and ensure that the positioning part of the canister lines up with the connection point on the side rail as shown here. Slide the side rail onto the canister. This could be a bit tricky, so try and be careful so as not to damage the switch. Note that the inner rubber strip on the side rail should be well laid on the shutters. Open the bag of washers and select 3 of the D6 large washers. Combine these with 3 M612 bolts and use them to secure the side rail to the canister, tightening with the included Allen key. Repeat these steps for the other side rail. Take the shorter cable from the canister and connect it to the front switch. Run the longer cable along the side rail and connect it to the rear switch, using 3 adhesive cable holders to hold the cable in place. Repeat these 2 steps on the other side rail. Locate the top cover and place it on the canister, adjusting it to the correct position. To attach the top cover to the canister, you will need the M56 hex bolts and the plastic bases and caps, all of which will be in the bags you have already opened. Locate these parts and, as shown here in the video, attach the top cover by inserting and tightening the bolts using an Allen key. The holes for the front drainage tubes will be located here and here. Please note that this placement will differ for some truck models. Using a measuring tape, locate the position of 200mm across and 400mm down, and using a pen, make a mark of this point. Drill a small pilot hole using an 8mm drill. Complete the drainage hole by drilling it out with a 45mm hole saw. Plug the drainage hole with a rubber grommet. Repeat all of these steps for the other front drainage hole. Similar steps apply for the rear drainage holes. Measure and mark a point at 55mm across and 55mm down. Drill a pilot hole and then finish the drainage hole by using a 20mm hole saw to drill out the rest of the hole. Starting from the chassis rail above the left-hand side rear wheel, feed the wire harness toward the vehicle battery through the chassis. Please note that all electrical work should be carried out by a qualified auto electrician. Continue pulling the wire through the chassis and toward the battery. Before attaching anything to the battery, remove the fuse from the fuse holder located in the wire harness. Once the fuse is removed, you can now attach the wiring harness to the battery. Connect the red, positive wire to the terminal on the battery. Attach the second cable to the bodywork of the vehicle. Install the bulkhead seal at the front of the truck bed. Carefully lift and place the roller shutter onto the truck bed. Connect the wire harness to the roller shutter and make sure the wires are placed out of the way. Loosen the side mouldings to make it easier to get a good fit for the roller shutter. Slide the rubber of the roller shutter beneath the side fixings of the vehicle. Prime the adhesive by running a small piece of cloth underneath the rubber. Install the aluminium standard bar to maintain a parallel shape while fixing the roller shutter in place. Remove the plastic backing to the adhesive on the rubber. And firmly stick it down. Do this for both sides. Loosen and remove the rear OE bolts to make room for the rear bracket. Place the rear bracket into the correct location as shown here, ensuring the top of the rear bracket is connected to the thread rod protruding from the bottom of the side rail, fastening it in place with an M6 flange nut. Replace the OE bolts at the bottom of the rear bracket, tighten them to finish rear bracket installation, and repeat these steps for the other side. Install the middle bracket by placing it onto a thread rod and install as shown here in the video. Tighten the bolts to finish installation of the middle bracket. Repeat these steps for the other side. To begin installation of the front clamp, begin by loosening the bolt inside the clamp, just enough that you can open the bracket slightly. Lock the clamp on the side rail and make sure the top of the clamp is connected to the thread rod protruding from the bottom of the side rail as shown here. To finish installation of the front clamp, connect the bolt to the thread rod using an M6 flange nut and tighten the bolt inside the clamp to prevent its mouth from opening. Repeat these steps for the other side. Optionally, you can fasten a long bolt onto the front clamps to make sure the side rails maintain a horizontal status. Screw the drainage attachment into the bottom of the canister. Push the front drainage tube onto the canister attachment and fasten the hose clamp. Run the other end of the tube to the drainage holes you drilled earlier. Attach the tube to the hole and fasten the hose clamp. Repeat these steps for the other side. To install the rear drainage tube, run the tube through the drainage hole you drilled earlier and connect the top of the tube to the pipe directly above. Fasten the hose clamp to finish installation. Repeat this for the other side. You can now put the fuse back inside the fuse holder. This marks the installation as complete. Your electric roller shutter is now installed. The last thing you will have to do is open the remote using a screwdriver and install the battery. For instructions on how to operate your DST electric roller cover, please see our electric roller cover operational video.